Hey, Lucia, when I come over to see your parents this time, it'll just be those two, right? If your little brother is going to be there, I'm trying to figure out what a good gift for him would be.
Alec is around the house most of the week now, so I think he'll be here when you come. All three of them enjoy sweet food, so maybe do something like a pie or cake for all of them to eat.
Wait, you're telling me that Alec is over at their house most of the time? Does he live with them now? I could have sworn that he was living closer to the company he works for all by himself now.
Did I not tell you about this earlier? Right now, Alec is working on his own and has his own business that he runs. So he's been living with my parents this whole time, doing his own work and everything.
He runs his own business now? That's amazing. What kind of work does he have to do then for his business? And actually, where did he even graduate from, in what field? Is he from Harvard or something? Being able to run his own business at his age already must mean that he has a pretty good head on him, right?
I believe he's working in financing at the moment. But to tell you the truth about him, he never actually graduated with a degree or anything.
What? He never even graduated from a university of any kind, yet he has a business of his own that he runs. That would mean he has his own company, but only with a high school diploma. Alec must have really worked his butt off to get into a position like that, then.
Well, actually, Alec hasn't even graduated from high school. There was a lot going on for him at the time, so he dropped out during his second year there. So if you wanted to know what his final level of education was, it's only middle school, really.
He actually made it this far by only having graduated from middle school.
Back when he was in middle school, he didn't get along with a lot of the people very well, and that carried over into his high school years. And so in the end, he decided to drop out before finishing there. He was actually doing really well in high school as well, but he couldn't handle the stress any longer. But even still, he was able to make it past all of that and is running his own business now. Alec is seriously a hard worker, right?
No. Hold on now, Lucia. That right there is, not okay. I can't believe it. Your little brother is one of those kinds of people.
Huh?
The fact that he never graduated from high school and has been living with your parents ever since is just messed up. All of that is just wrong. I didn't even realize that your family had to carry that baggage this whole time. I think that Alec is anything but special after hearing what you've told me.
Sid? My family doesn't really think of Alec in that sort of, unfortunate way. We think that he's doing great for himself, having only ever finished middle school. I mean, having your own business after that is insane, right?
What about any of that is amazing to you? It would be one thing if he'd graduated from high school, but the fact that he only ever made it to finishing middle school is depressing.
What? Depressing?
There are plenty of people that do well for themselves with only a high school diploma, but someone who's only managed to graduate from middle school. What makes this all worse is the reason for leaving school. How uncool. Did he really think he could use the excuse of not getting along well with others at school as a reason for dropping out like that? Jeez, it all makes me think that he's some sort of fat loser that sits at home all day, watching things like anime and crap. Oh, don't tell me he got picked on for that reason, right? That's probably why he's been sitting at home all time, living off your parents now, right?
Hey. Don't say things like that about my brother, Sid. He's seriously not that kind of person, all right? So please, stop talking badly about him, all right?
I'm sorry, Lucia. But can we just cool off this whole meeting with your family before we get married? I don't really feel like going over to your parents' house anymore to meet any of them.
Excuse me?
I thought it would just be your average household, but I think there's some kind of lost cause of a middle school graduate stuck in that place. I'm sorry, but I can't be seen going to a house like that. Just hearing from you that he sits at home all day and has been doing that since high school has put me off ever wanting to be around there.
Wait a second, Sid. I'm sure you just have the wrong idea of Alec right now, okay? My little brother is doing all sorts of amazing things with that business of his, and he does it all himself. I understand that he had a tough time in school when he was younger, but right now he's having a really fun life doing what he enjoys. And recently, he's even started getting into boxing. He'll go to the boxing gym every day around lunch during the week and will come back looking like a pro boxer.
No matter how you try and save his image now, the damage has already been done. I want to have a little bit of time now just to think things over. So please just cancel everything regarding me coming there. And the same goes for us getting married, Lucia. I'd like some time to really think things over with you.
What? Wait a minute, Sid. If you're asking to hold things off for a little bit regarding our marriage, then that means we probably won't ever end up getting married, right?
Well, that might just be the case, actually. You already know that I graduated from a very prestigious university, and I'm working as an elite now for a very well-known company. And an elite like me having to live with a brother-in-law that's a shut-in, that's impossible. Having him even slightly related to me will stain my name in some way, make me look like a fool myself.
Huh?
Now, I'm going to take some time to myself and think all of this over. When I have an answer for you, I'll text you. While I'm thinking about all of this, please, don't bother me. Hey, Lucia. When is Sid planning on coming over to introduce himself to me before you guys get married? He was supposed to come over a month ago, and he's put all of those plans on hold for way too long now. And both Mom and Dad have been nagging me about it for a while now, asking me to ask you about all of this.
I'm sorry, but I haven't really been able to get anything from Sid for a while now. I guess that's been causing Mom and Dad to get a little antsy about the whole thing, huh? But to tell you the truth, I'm not sure at all whether he even will be coming to see you guys anymore. Like I said, recently I haven't been able to get anything from him at all, and that even means texts from him.
Wait, is that right? Did you guys end up getting into a fight or something before the planned visit?
We didn't get into any sort of fight. We just happened to have a small discussion about some things. And, well, talk about your work and your education came up in that discussion. We were talking about how you run your own business and, well, talk about you only ever graduating from middle school came up, and that seems to have caused him to not want to come around you guys for a while.
No way. That's definitely the reason he's not going over now. I'm sure he's not the only one that would react that way to hearing someone like me running a business. I bet Sid thinks that I'm some sort of loser that sits at his parents' house all day and never goes out to do anything besides get food. Probably doesn't even believe I have a business.
What?
I'm being honest. Do you think people would really believe that some high school dropout could run a business of their own when sitting at their parents' home all day? It really doesn't help that I do live with Mom and Dad still, so I get what he's thinking. I bet he's worked up right now over having a brother-in-law like me, and probably wants to call off the marriage with you.
But I told Sid that you're working so hard to keep your business going and that you do anything but sit around at home all day doing nothing. I even told him that your work is based in finances and that it's a pretty good job. I even said that you go to the boxing gym now and train for a little while every day. I explained all of that to him.
Well, if you explained all of this to him and he still doesn't believe it, I think it's time you give up on wanting to marry him.
But that's...
I'm sorry that my situation is the reason for all of this happening to you. It's true that right after dropping out of high school, I did sit around at home for a year or two. And because of that, I've cost you your marriage to Sid.
You don't have to apologize for something like this. I should have done a better job explaining all of this to him so that he wouldn't get all confused about things.
Well, if you ever get the chance again to talk with Sid, you're more than welcome to explain to him what I do exactly for my work and what my income looks like. If you don't start giving him concrete facts about my life, then he'll never believe you.
Wait, are you sure about that? You told me before that you don't really want those outside the family knowing about your work and what income you have.
I understand that when people hear about the money I make, there will be a few that try to get on my good side just for the money. But I'd rather he knows about the money I make in order to save your guys' future together. And I'm sure he won't really be on me for my money, right? So I'll let you go ahead and tell him those hidden points about me in order to keep him around.
Thank you, Alec. I'll hurry up and have a talk with him about this and then have him over to see you all in no time.
Lucia, look, I've decided that I'm not willing to get married to you anymore, so let's call it all off. I'm not going to become the older brother of some shut-in loser.
Huh? Sid?
You really expect me to believe that a shut-in like him actually has a business of his own that he's making money from? I bet you only want me getting married to you for his sake anyway. You probably want me there so that when your parents are gone, I'll be next in line to care for him. Well, I'm not going to marry you just to be put to work caring for that useless idiot all the time.
Wait a minute. Can you just calm down for me? Sid, you have it all really wrong in your head. My little brother is not some shut-in like you keep saying he is. He is working a whole lot and is making quite a bit of money for himself.
You liar. There's no way a shut-in like him could have any type of job in financing. And if he really is making any money right now, it's probably under $1,000 a month, so he can't afford crap with that. But the only kind of financing he does anyways is financing to buy new figures or something like that. And as for the money he makes, it's probably from selling older collectibles that he keeps in that nasty room of his. If that's not the case, then he's probably getting paid a little by your parents to watch the place when they go out.
You're wrong. I'm asking you to please listen to what I have to say about him.
Shut the hell up. To tell you the truth, it doesn't matter what kind of work he does now, or the amount of money he's bringing in. What pissed me off is the fact that he's a high school dropout who now lives as a shut-in inside your parents' home. I'm not a fan of such weak men. Not at all.
Alec isn't living here because he wants to, Sid. He's always been a very bright and happy boy all his life. The whole reason he doesn't go out much besides to go boxing and things like that are due to those that hurt him. He didn't enjoy being made fun of by everyone in his class, and he doesn't want to relive those memories anymore. Do you not understand how messed up it was for him back then? He was bullied to the point that he chose to leave school rather than face them all every day. Are you telling me you can't understand someone doing that?
I don't understand that whatsoever. If anything, I completely understand those that bullied him and think they did the right thing.
What?
There's always going to be that kid in school that gets picked on by everyone else, right? Back when I was in school, I would do the same thing to those that needed to be picked on. Whenever there was someone people found weird or just gross, would make fun of them until they changed their ways or left the school. I've been doing it to losers like your brother ever since elementary school. I even bullied kids in college for it.
You're lying, right? You did things like that, Sid?
And that sort of stuff has been going on forever, and is always done for the same reason. Well, it's just so much fun watching those losers freak out as we picked on them. And a lot of the time we'd invite them out to play, then later ghost them to make them feel even worse. I'm sure that's the reason why your brother ended up leaving school and shutting himself into his room all the time, right?
You're the worst! So this is the kind of jerk you've always been then? And giving me that kind of excuse for always wanting to pick on others? And you think that the ones being picked on are to blame for it? You have no right saying that about Alec. Who the hell do you think you are saying crap like that about him?
Oh, shut the hell up, Lucia. Look, I'm sorry that your brother is a pile of garbage, but you've lost. So be quiet. I'll have you know that you and the rest of your family have no right talking back to me. An elite worker who's making far more than your whole family combined.
Huh?
The fact that he had to shut himself in because he could never fight back is so freaking hilarious. And the fact that you have him as a brother just makes you seem even worse. So you really thought I'd be able to marry you when you're covered in the same filth your brother is now? I'm not joining you and your family, having to take care of a good-for-nothing loser like him. You and I will never get married, as long as you have that stain on your name.
Did you even know that my brother is making millions every year? You may think of him as some kind of unwanted baggage, but my family, he's the one taking care of us all. Just last year, he was willing to pay for my family's whole house to be renovated into something completely modern. And every year, he's inviting the whole family to join him in going overseas on vacation. He's always been thinking about the family more than himself, and as of right now, he's doing an amazing job running his business. To me, he's the one person I can say I'm really proud of.
I thought you said that your brother was a high school dropout, never left your parents' house. So you think I'm going to believe that he's able to make millions every year? I bet your brother can't even make 1/10 of my $100,000 a year that I'm making.
Stop calling my brother a frickin' shut-in right now! I told you already that he's running his own business and finances. He's also responsible for this new and improved house my parents and him live in, and for his job going so well for himself. And because of all that hard work he's put in, he's able to make over $1 million a year doing that job.
Really? You think he's able to make over $1 million a year when he never even made it through high school? There's no way that he's that incredible that he could actually do something like that.
And I understand why you can't believe it, but I'm not lying to you one bit. He's been out of school this whole time, and while everyone else has been doing all of that, he's been making money for himself and the family. He was able to work a part-time job right after dropping out doing video editing for content creators. And while doing that, he started to study economics in his own time and soon started to work on making investments. And recently, he's put a lot of what he's learned to work helping fund other small companies and working to make them grow.
Huh? He's even been doing all of that.
And do you want to know something else? One of those companies he helped out a little while back ended up giving him the rights to the company after the CEO sold it to him for a very fair price. And now he has multiple businesses under him that he's been managing.
Then that means he really has the chance to be making over $1 million a year. Even though he never made it out of high school, and even though he spent a lot of his time being a shut-in.
I don't want to hear that crap from a so-called elite worker like you anymore. You lost out to my brother, who is both younger than you and making way more than you every year. So I'm wondering how you became such an elite worker when all you care about is education someone has. It amazes me that a company like that is willing to employ someone who's that narrow-minded. If you'd like me to stop tearing into you like I am now, then stop trying to make a fool of my brother.
You're calling me narrow-minded.
You're the one that cannot accept that my brother is able to do so well just because he dropped out of high school. Yet you have nothing to show for that besides that job, where you're only making a small fraction of what my brother makes. I'm not going to sit here and let some loser like you make any more fun of my brother. Unlike you, my brother was able to do all of this on his own without anyone's help. So just shut the hell up, Sid. You are one of the least impressive men around compared to my brother, and you'll have to work a whole lot harder than him if you want to be on top.
I just heard this from Mom a second ago, but is it really true that you and Sid have broken up? This had to have been my fault, right? I'm sorry that my situation is what led to you and him getting married falling apart.
No worries, Alec. You're not even the problem in all of this. If anything, I'm thankful to you. It's because I have you around that I was able to see the true side of that loser. You really are the best little brother ever.
I'm sure that's not the case, right? Well, I just hope that the next man you find is a lot better than him. Hopefully it's a man that's a little more open-minded about me and is much nicer to you.
Well, hopefully I'll find that man because I'm planning to get right back at it looking for my new boyfriend. But it will take a little bit of strength on my end to get over what Sid said about us. And not just said, but has done.
Huh?
I actually went out today with a new man that I was introduced to by one of my friends. And as we were meeting up at a local cafe, Sid came in and started to ask me to get back together with him. And not only that, but he was trying to kiss your butt right in front of me with all the praise he was giving you. And it's not only in person that he's been doing all of this, but through text and call as well.
Well, if you can't seem to get him off your back, leave that all up to me. I'll make sure to figure out a way to get him to never come around you or the rest of us ever again.
Wait, you're going to do that, Alec? What do you have in mind?
Well, just leave that one up to me, okay? I just plan on going out and showing him what the man he makes fun of for being a high school dropout can really do. You really found a way to make me get a taste of my own medicine. You really do have a terrible little brother. You're the worst of the worst when it comes to people, the both of you. I'm not going to let you off easy after what you did to me.
Yeah, what is all this about now? I could have sworn that you're the worst of the worst when it comes to people.
I'm not the one that everyone hates. I've been a genius ever since I was a little boy, and everyone's loved me for that. I've also been the best at every sport that I've played, and have never lost at anything. I was even able to go to Harvard, which nobody in this city can say for themselves. And above all of that, right now, I'm an elite working for a massive conglomerate, which makes me one of the top dogs. Yet tell me right now why the hell I'm being fired due to what your little brother did.
You're being fired?
All your brother is a stupid little dropout who has amounted to nothing. And not only that, but he's never left his house before, besides to get fast food, and he looks like his face is being used as a doormat. But it's because of him that I'm being fired. Wait, this is all what you deserve for being a rotten loser. So stop trying to blame me for getting what you ordered. And would you stop trying to yell at my sister for it? Huh? Nice to meet you, finally. And thank you for breaking up with my sister before you showed us all your true colors. I'm her little brother, Alec. I understand that you're very upset about being terminated from the company that you boasted so much about, but please don't forget that this is all happening because of your idiotic behavior. It's your fault for thinking that you could treat a customer of your company with such terrible manners. Excuse me. I can understand why you praise me as much as you did. The moment you found out that I'm making way more than you ever will now. You've been so desperate to get back into our lives that you've been asking the girl that you just broke up with for her hand in marriage again. And have even been trying to contact me in order to ask for my help. I like the part where you told me about all the experience you have in the business world, even though you've only ever been a paper pusher for that company. And after that, told me that you'd like to become partners now, with me doing most of the work. And that after you became my partner, you'd like my help getting back with my sister. Well, what's so wrong with asking you that? All of that seemed like a pretty good deal to you, right? I do more than just push papers at the office, and I know of a whole bunch of opportunities that would help your company out a bunch. And in return for that info, I'd be able to marry your sister, and we could all live happy and wealthy lives. We'd all get to be happy, and that's what matters, right? Are you being serious about that right now? What you've been trying to do isn't viewed so well in the business world. And that's why I ended up screenshotting everything you said to me and gave it all to the company that employed you to look over. I didn't think it would happen so fast, though. You getting fired, that is. Do you think you have any right doing this to me when you never had the balls to make it past middle school? Who cares that I was trying to make inside deals without the company being involved? If you would have just shaken my hand on the deal, then I'd be in the clear. My classmates from back in middle school were just like you two. Had you never told any of this to the teachers, we could have gotten away with bullying you. But of course, I wasn't going to let them continue to bully me. So I always brought it up with the adults so that they could handle everything. However, in return, that only made students hate me more. And as I went into high school, a lot of the teachers stopped helping me, saying that if I don't have evidence that I'm being picked on, they can't help me. That's why the only choice I had left was running away. Honestly, piles of crap like you are what made me really hate going to school. Shut the hell up. You lack of common sense shut in. No matter how hard you try and fight people like me, we will always come out on top, and you'll always stay losing. Unlike me, you never get to brag about the college you went to, and you don't even have any friends like me. I hope you never forget all those great memories that all those students gave to you back then. I understand that I'm a high school dropout, and that only ever making past middle school isn't something to brag about, but I'm the one making millions a year. So you acting like a schoolyard bully right now and calling these names isn't gonna hurt me. You're just some college alumni making around $100,000, and I'm a high school dropout making millions a year. I'm sure if anyone had to make a choice on what life to live, they'd be choosing my life. I get that. It's strange that I've never even met you in person yet, but even if we had met in person before things went downhill, you would have seen that not only does my money make me powerful, but so does my muscle. I've been around the house all the time doing work and such, so the only way to exercise has been going to the boxing gym and training there. I'm able to bench around 330 pounds, and looking in the mirror, I look like a tank. What? You're able to bench that much? So if you really want to keep calling me names and treating me like an idiot, come on over. We can settle all of this the old-fashioned way. You might be able to beat me with your educational background, but when it comes to pure physical might, I think I have you beaten. And when it comes to us picked-on losers that you love to hate, we go all out when it comes to fights. So come on over. Right now. Or maybe I'll ask my sister to give me your address. Hey, man, stop. Don't you freaking dare come anywhere near my house, you freak. And promise me that you'll never bother my sister or I ever again, okay? Then you won't ever have to worry about me coming out to find you ever again. I'm going to take your silence as an agreement to that promise. Good day to you, Sid.
Due to my little brother Alec taking care of the situation for me, I never had to hear from Sid ever again. And from the rumors I've heard about him, he's run away from here and made his way back to his hometown to try and hide. But back in his hometown, there are a lot of classmates that he used to pick on back in school living there, and they all hate his guts. He even went to one of their class reunions but couldn't find anyone that cared to be his friend anymore or even help make him feel human. When talking with Alec about all the rumors I've heard, he replied to me saying that when he went to his class reunion one time, he showed up in one of his nicer suits with a Rolex watch on and everything to show off to them. And after getting all their jaws to drop, they began asking him about his money. But before they could get an answer, he left the place and went back home to play some video games. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
I think I'll head over to get you tomorrow at around 10 a.m. or so. Does that work for you?
I'm so anxious about everything right now that I'll be awake bright and early tomorrow, so you bet that time will work for me.
Well, that's not an answer that makes me think that things are okay there.
Well, I'm finally going to get to meet your mom after you asked for my hand in marriage. And asking me not to get nervous about meeting her now is like asking a fish not to swim.
I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to come and meet your parents first to talk about all of this.
And I'm sorry that my parents are always so busy and never seem to have the time to come around us. I'm worried right now whether this gift that I've got to bring to your mom is even enough or not. Do you think I should bring some other stuff as well?
I said you'll be alright. You bought some stuff for my mom that she likes, and getting a ton of things for her would be too much since she lives by herself now. She wouldn't even be able to eat all of those chocolates, right?
I get that, but...
I think you'll be just fine, Mindy. Now, there's something I'd like to ask you. And if you don't want to do it, you can just say no to me, okay?
You have something else to ask of me? What do you need?
Well, actually, before you come over to see my mom again, well, my mom is asking to talk with you over the phone.
What do you mean?
Well, she told me to give her your number, and so... Well, you're gonna be seeing her again tomorrow, so if she really wants to talk with you, there's always tomorrow. But it seems she really does have something she wants to ask you over text or something.
I wonder what she wants to ask me. Well, I guess I don't really care if she has my number or not.
I didn't get to hear everything from her, but I think she wants to talk with you about having you make lunch for us tomorrow, so that might be what this is all about. She might be asking you if you have any preferences on what to cook and things like that.
I guess I'd be the same if I had something to ask about before meeting up. But I'm sure she already knows about the kinds of foods I like and what I can cook, right?
Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see what this is all about. You okay with talking to her then?
I think I'll be fine. I'm sure she'll need my number anyway, since we'll probably start to talk even more now that she knows that I'm your fiancé. And of course, after we marry, she'll want to stay updated about us.
Well, she does have a lot of time on her hands ever since my dad passed away and left her all this money, as well as some of the money I give her every month, so I just want to tell you right now that if she finds out you do have a lot of time to be on your phone, she'll start texting and calling about everything. You sure you're gonna be alright with that?
Stop trying to make it seem as though she'd never stop talking to me. I'm sure I'd rather be able to talk to her when I need to, rather than never be able to talk to her at all. And I doubt she's going to be as crazy as you think.
Fair enough. And you love to communicate with others, so I guess there was no stopping you from wanting to talk to my mom.
Well, that's just my thing, making sure that I have all my bases set through asking and confirming.
Well, I'll go let her know your number and then the two of you can start chatting. If there are ever times you're too busy to respond to her or she just starts to get a bit annoying, just let me know. I'll handle it. I just want you to know that you don't have to be on the phone with her all the time, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, and one other thing. If she does say anything you don't like, please be sure to let me know about it right away.
Does something I don't like?
I think things will be alright between you two, but, well, that's at least what I want to think. Actually, when it comes to my mom, she really loves judging people based off their education.
Based off their education?
Well, even though he's not around anymore, my dad graduated from Harvard. And as for my mom, she's from an all-female school in the UK where she graduated from while her parents were living over there. So she's always going on about what kinds of degrees people have and about where they've gone to school. I was actually very lucky to have her as a parent because, well, she made sure I was able to go to a really good high school. And then after that, to an amazing university and everything, without even having to test into them.
Is that so?
Really, I did want to go to the same school as my friends, but, well, she ended up having a path already laid out for me, so there was not much else I could do about it.
Well then, am I going to be okay?
Well, I told her that you are a lot like my dad, so I think she won't hold too much against you. Well, that's what I want to believe, but I think she'll refrain from saying anything to you over that pretext. I'm sorry if what I've talked about has caused you any worries.
No worries, I'll be alright. After all, she's your mom and she birthed and raised you, right? So I doubt she'd be the kind of person to only judge me based on my education and would be much more open-minded towards me just like you've been.
Thank you so much for saying something like that.
And if she does mention anything about my past, well, I'll just explain everything around it to her.
I'm glad you have confidence, Mindy. Now, I'm going to give my mom your number, okay?
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you, Mindy. This is Richie's mom, and you can call me Lorraine. I understand that the both of us will be meeting again for what seems like the first time in such a long time, so I'm sorry for texting you the night before. I am assuming that this is your number, Mindy? Nice to talk to you again, Lorraine. And thank you for allowing me the chance to finally come and meet you for lunch tomorrow after all this time. And thank you for taking your time to contact me the day before. Well, there are some things I'd like to ask you before having you come out to meet me. So I made sure to ask my son over and over again to give me your number. I'm not catching you at a bad time, right? Not at all. I'm happy to be able to talk with you right now. And so, what's this that you'd like to ask me about? Tomorrow, we'll all be getting together to have lunch and talk, correct? I've been thinking of ordering sushi for lunch. There's a very famous sushi restaurant just down the road that I can ask to bring us some great food. But I wanted to ask and make sure you're okay with raw fish. Oh, thank you so much. I love eating sushi. Well, that's wonderful to hear. But I have to ask, weren't you planning on having me cook lunch for all of us tomorrow? Well, I just decided on having sushi instead for lunch so that I didn't stress you out with this visit all too much. And this was only one of my questions for you. Only one of them? What I really have been wanting to ask you, we'll talk about right now. You are aware that both my husband and my son are Harvard alumni, right? That's right, and I'm well aware of that. My husband is no longer with us anymore, but he graduated from one of the best universities in the U.S. And right after he graduated from there, he began to create a large group of companies that he managed, and then later brought me into his life to become his housewife. So you are well aware that when it comes to someone, the one and only thing you can judge everything about them based off of is their education, right? I suppose you can judge someone pretty well based off their education. My son is in the same boat now, graduating from Harvard and landing himself a job that pays him very, very well. He even makes enough to send me an allowance every month. Of course, I'm able to live very easily with the money my husband left for me after passing away, but Richie has been thinking a lot about my future and said that I shouldn't try to use up all that money so quickly. I've heard from Richie that he's sending you money every month. He really is such an amazing son. He sure is. I was really worried about what would happen with everything after my husband passed, but now that Richie is sending me money, I should even be able to live off of just that amount for the rest of my life. You can tell just by how wonderful my son is that me birthing and raising him was without any flaws. Without any flaws? You're talking about Richie, right? I tried a whole lot of things with that boy ever since he was a little guy, and after making him go to a private high school and then off to Harvard, I can say that he is my little masterpiece. I heard from him that you made sure he went to all the schools you wanted him at. My husband is from Harvard after all, right? And I might not have come from Harvard, but my school is international, so I can still brag about it, right? You both have graduated from very amazing schools, correct? That's right! In England, everyone would call the college I went to the College of Princesses. So not only is it well known over there, but it's viewed as a school with quite an image of luxury and fine education. But it's not just my husband and I that graduated from college, but all our parents as well. So I really do have a bias towards schooling, even after high school. But we can just say that's all in my genes, and it'll be in my son's genes as well. In his genes as well? So this is why I want my son to date a woman with a history in education, and I want him to marry a woman that is from some higher education, and I want him to have kids with her that are all as smart as him and his wife are. I see. And so that's why, starting now, I have some very important things to ask you. Can you please tell me what university you graduated from? I understand that this might come as a heartbreaking surprise to you, but I never graduated from any university. What? What does that mean? Are you trying to tell me that you never graduated from anywhere like Harvard or a school like mine? I'm sorry, but I've never been to any sort of high-level university like the ones you've mentioned. But you've at least gone to and graduated from a school overseas, right? No, actually, the last level of education I graduated from was middle school. Middle school? You have to be kidding me right now. Why would a person like that be going out with my son right now? No frickin' way. This all has to be some kind of twisted joke, right? I know for a fact that recently young women like you just love to be sarcastic and make jokes such as this one. No, this is not a joke. You and my son met within his company, and that's where you both started dating, right? That's what both Richie and you have told me in the past. And as we've said, we did meet inside the company. But you'd have to have a pretty decent education to be working in the same company as my son, right? So tell me how a middle school graduate could have ended up there. And I'd love to explain all of that in detail to you right now. Don't tell me you have ties within that company and were brought in through the back door. The back door? Well, there are things like that, right? Companies need to start hiring more women, and so they do it only for their image, right? Either that, or you have some kind of friend running the place and they brought you in without you ever having to take an interview. I bet that friend of yours knew about Richie and you've been wanting to marry him. So your friend allowed you to start working within the company only so that you could get him and then leave as soon as you're both married, right? I cannot believe what I'm hearing. My son, who I've put so much blood and sweat into, is being carried off by some idiot of a wretched woman. Hold on for one moment, Lorraine. Allow me to explain everything to you. Stop talking to me right now. I don't even want your phone number anymore. I want you to forget about ever having the chance to marry my son, okay? I did not raise my son to marry someone who's never graduated from college and thinks that it's fine to work at a high-level company only to get to my son. Could you please stop saying that about me? I understand that I only ever graduated from middle school, but there is a very important reason for all of that. No matter what kind of excuse you give me for that, it doesn't change that you have no education. You are a middle school graduate, and that's all. My son was so good with his studies back in the day, but I guess he was a weak spot for women like you. The girl he was dating before you was the same deal, telling me she had no plans of going to college, and so I told her to get lost and that she'd never have a chance to marry my son. Huh? Never get a chance to? My husband and I both come from elite backgrounds, and we made sure to make lots of powerful friends to help us raise our boy into a man that would be able to do anything. So when we finally said to him that he could start dating, we told him all the women he brings home only get one chance to impress us. Well, can you let me explain what's going on here so that you'll be impressed with me? No, I will not. I don't want to talk with a middle school graduate like you any longer. You'll only start to make me more stupid, so I have to leave before that happens. And know that your marriage to my son is no more, please. Just give me a chance. Think about your son's happiness and let me explain what's going on here. I told you that you weren't going to get married to my son, right? I haven't even bothered getting that sushi I said I'd order for lunch, so get lost. I can't believe that a middle school graduate is even in our house right now. If my husband knew about this, he'd be appalled. I came here to have a word with you. Well, I don't want any of your words. But if you do this to me, you're not only going to be tossing me out, but your own son as well. Well, maybe next time you shouldn't be coming into my house like this after I've told you to stop trying to marry my son. Richie is upset with you as well right now, though. He's only a child still, so he has no idea about the intentions I have. I'm sure as he continues to grow up, he'll understand everything here. Not only was he surprised about how you wouldn't listen to me, but the fact that you didn't listen to him either before throwing that bucket of water all over me. He's furious now. Well, you deserve to be drenched in cold water like that since you never took the time to take life seriously by getting a proper education. Are you really going to try and end all of this without ever listening to either one of us? There is nothing I want more than to have you shut up and leave my sons and my life at once. Do you really think my ears have the patience to listen to you? I am not interested in you anymore. You are nothing more than trash in this society, and such trash is not welcomed here. You're going to regret all of this then. The only one that's going to regret anything is the one that's missed her chance to marry my bright and wealthy son. You'd never be able to last long anyway with a Harvard alumni like my son. Now stop with all this nonsense and leave my son right now. You'd want me to leave him even though he's my employee? Huh? What are you talking about, your employee? There's no way in hell he's your employee, right? If anything, you should be his employee, and even then I wouldn't believe it. When I say that he's my employee, I mean that as in he's one of the workers I've hired to work for me. And so far he's done everything to make sure that the work I give him is done correctly and on time. And, well, since he's so good at working for me, it's almost like he's working with me, so maybe I should call him my partner more than anything else. You've employed him? What? What do you mean? Are you finally going to listen to what I have to say now? Explain all this crap to me right now. Why the hell is my son your employee and not the other way around? Well, it's just as I've said. The company that Richie is currently employed at is the company that I'm the CEO of. CEO? Stop playing around with me. No way in hell is a middle school graduate smart enough to own their own company. I actually started working a job of my own in elementary school. And recently, it's not that strange to see younger and younger kids making money through things like YouTube and other services, right? You had a job when you were in elementary school? I do think that studying is a very important part of all our lives, but when thinking about things like high school and later college, I figured that growing my own business would be far more beneficial. So after starting my own company in middle school, I focused more on expanding it than working on homework and such. And when I was finally out of middle school, I chose to test out of high school and then worked full-time making sure my company took off. Excuse me? In my case, my family had been running a business of their own already, so being around them helped me better understand the business world. Are you telling me that my son is currently working for a company whose CEO has been working since elementary school? Actually, that company is long gone now. I sold it to someone else when I was only 11 years old. You sold it? Correct. I sold it when I was 11 to someone who said they could get better use from it. I was even able to sell it for a decent amount of money. So I used the money from that company to start a newer and better company for myself in middle school. Hold on for just 1 second, Mindy. What the hell is this? Something about all of this makes it seem as though you are actually capable of running your own company. Well, when you say it like that, I suppose I am saying all of this like I'm capable. And that's because I am, and I have all the proof to show for it. And not just within my current company, but from all the success I've had from it. As of right now, I own a penthouse in one of the taller towers downtown, and it's got 3 bedrooms in it. A penthouse with 3 bedrooms? Tell me how much money you're making with that job. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you all of that since you don't want to talk much with a middle school graduate like me. Just know that I'm able to employ a lot of workers within my company, and in return I gain a lot of money from the work they give me. I'm sorry that you happen to care so much about everyone's education and judge them based off of only that one part of their life. Since I only ever made it to middle school, it must hurt you so much to see me making off better than your own pride and joy, right? Well, it's too bad I can't explain anything more about this since you wouldn't want to listen anyway. No, wait a second. The only reason I was judging you so much based off being a middle school graduate is because I thought you were after my son's money. What should I say about this? I didn't know you had a company of your own, and that's why I said so many things like that. Well, you made it pretty clear to me that you didn't want to listen to what I had to say about my company. Well, that's just because I had the wrong idea of you, just the wrong idea. I was so looking forward to getting to know my fiancé's mother even more, to the point that I was jumping out of my chair when we first started to text the other day. I assumed that since you were the one to raise such a loving and amazing boy, you'd be just as loving as him. Well, I suppose I just had my hopes up a little too much. You didn't even want to give me the chance to talk to you in person about myself, and I've lost the excitement I had the other day. So I believe the 2 of us will be going now. Such a shame, since I was looking forward to this day. Hold on for 1 minute. I'll go out and get that sushi for all of us. Do you both think you can stay for a little while longer so we can relax and talk? How does that sound? We should both take some time to sit and talk about ourselves a bit more, since we both seem to have the wrong idea of one another. Richie's telling me that he wants to go, so I'm going to follow him out, okay? Good day to you, Lorraine. Hold on. Mindy! When I saw your full name, I was thinking that you might be pretty famous, and, well, after looking into it more, you really are quite an amazing person, right? And when talking about yourself, you really are a beautiful young woman. So your education and such doesn't mean anything to me now, after looking at the wonderful woman you are, both on the inside and outside. And when it comes to men, of course they care more about looks than about your actual education, right? I don't think you have to talk to me anymore, Lorraine. We are both well aware now that your son told you he was cutting ties to you, right? No, wait a moment. I just wanted to talk to you today about how amazing of a person you really are. I'm sorry, but I can see that you're just trying to get to Richie through me. But you won't be able to, because not even I want to talk to you anymore. Please don't say such heartless things to me. We are going to become in-laws really soon, right? You're going to become my daughter-in-law really soon, so you shouldn't have to say things like that about me, right? So let's both work together to fix things within our family so that we can all go back to being happy and loving with one another. Let's begin fixing things right now. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law, though. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? That's all exactly what it means. I'm not going to become your daughter-in-law or anything like that because he'll be marrying into my family and getting our last name. And not only that, but he already told you he's cutting ties to you, right? Wait a sec. He's getting your last name? That's a lie, right? Tell me that's some kind of bad joke. Richie told me he doesn't want to share the same name with a family that only cares about people's education and nothing else. And once again, he doesn't want you in his life anymore either. So don't expect him to stick around with you anymore since he's going to be a part of my family now. I'm sure that you can see now that once he has my last name, his connection to you is pretty much gone, right? This has to all be a lie, right? He's my only child, Mindy. If he changes his last name to be your family's, then my family will be... This is what he wants to do. He's told me that he's had enough of you and that last time was in fact the last straw. The last straw? Did you even notice that for the longest time, ever since he was a kid, he's been upset with the choices you've made for him? You were the one that forced him to leave all his friends to go to some private high school. and then sent him to Harvard to study for something he never cared for. And not just things like that, but with his first girlfriend, you told her off even though she was going to be entering trade school and everything. But you didn't view that as a higher education and forced her to break up with him. I was just making sure that he ended up with someone who would match his level. And that ex-girlfriend of his turned out to become a very famous dress designer. She ended up going to a fashion trade school, and after that was taken on by a very famous wedding dress studio, where she's now working as a very well-paid tailor making dresses for all kinds of celebrities. Did you know that? That's bullcrap, right? And she's going to be the one making my dress for the day I get married to your son. Right now, she's happily married to a man that's given her a wonderful home to live in, and in return, she had 3 kids with him. And they are all living peacefully together. I get that it's important to have an education and everything like that, but when you have things like a great personality and a smart head on your body, you don't really have to worry about things like elite colleges and snotty things like that. I mean, Lorraine, have you even cared about anything else regarding your son besides his education? Of course I have. I'm his mom, after all. But you didn't know a thing about the company he was hired into, correct? Well, I just assumed that since he graduated from Harvard and was on a path to finding a great job for himself like his father, I didn't have to worry about what kind of company it is and who runs it. Well, just be aware that the money he's been sending you these past few years is going to stop as well. Huh? He's going to stop sending me my money? Your money? He said he's cutting ties to you, and that's what happens when someone cuts ties to someone else. But what's going to happen to me in my life then? Well, I'm not sure. But the 2 of us are going to get married, and shortly after that, we'll no longer really need to think about you anymore. It's not too late for me yet, right? It's okay for me to come over to your place now and come see you 2, right? I'm going to make things right again between all of us. Make things right again? How's that supposed to work when things were never right to begin with? We were supposed to start out with everything being cool and just having a conversation amongst each other, but instead, you splashed me with ice-cold water and told me to get lost. And I am so sorry about that. I will make all of that up to you, I promise. I'm glad we were able to meet at least one time in person where we both got to see our true nature. Don't say one time, though. From now on, I want us to meet each other all the time. We told you that we're cutting ties to you, right? Which is unfortunate since we only just really met. But because of that, I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. So, goodbye forever, Lorraine. Told Lorraine farewell, and then right after that last message, I blocked her number. And right after that, I deleted her contact information and everything. Richie did the same as me and blocked both her number and deleted all her information. And ever since we both did that, we haven't had to worry anymore about her trying to get in touch with us again, and that's left us both with a lot of peace of mind. As of right now, Lorraine is living life without the money her son would send her, only being able to use the money her husband left her from now on. And as she's doing so, trying not to spend too much of the remaining money, she's been looking at old photo albums of her son and crying, thinking about the past she had. I guess now that she's pretty much lost the one thing that made the present so nice to her, she's going to have to live in the past forever now, with the younger version of Richie that she bragged about so much.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hey Frank, where are you right now? The wedding is about to start here in a couple more minutes. I told you that I'd be going to a bathroom for just a second, and when I came out you were gone. Where did you go?
I'm sorry, Wendy. I just can't see myself going through with marrying you in the end. I decided that I'm going to be marrying Maya instead.
Huh? Are you talking about the Maya that I am friends with right now? Why are you planning to marry someone like Maya now over me? Today you and I are supposed to be getting married, and we are both supposed to have our wedding today.
Well, you are not my destined woman. The only person I found I'm destined for is Maya. and there is no one else I want.
What the heck do you mean by destined woman?
For a very long time now, I've always thought that it was really cute. She has a perfect straight black hair, and she's very calm and relaxed, and she's just so fragile. I have always been wanting to be the man to protect her, and that's what I'm going to do. She is the woman I've always been dreaming of, and there's nothing getting in the way of me and her.
Uh-huh.
Today, Maya actually came into the dressing room with me, and right there in front of me, she began to break down and cry. She told me I'm the first man that she's ever met that she really wanted to marry.
Maya said something like that to you while crying?
But when she stopped crying, she told me that I'm your groom. So she just gave up on me. As a way of making one everlasting memory with me before it became yours, she hugged me. If she's gonna do something as adorable as that to me, there's no other way around her. And so right then and there, I told her my feelings for her, and we both left the wedding while you went to the bathroom.
You have to be lying, right? So you're telling me that you both agreed to just run away from our wedding today?
Well, it's not like I can marry you anymore. You happen to be a really strong woman, Wendy, and you can take care of yourself, so don't worry. But when it comes to someone as cute and petite as Maya, I can't let her go on alone. She has never even had any experiences with another man, so she's still in her prime. I need to have her, and I'm not going towards anyone else.
What?
Men are easily taken away by things like that, Wendy. There's nobody else in this world I'd love to marry besides her. And so I can't let her go away crying like that when she wants to be with me. Especially when she says I'll be her first boyfriend and husband. She is nothing like you, who has already had 5 boyfriends before, and have been pretty much used up.
What did he just say?
You've already been with 5 other men, so? But unlike you, Maya's pristine. She has never been with another man before. Not even for a kiss. She is fresh and clean, and that's what I love so much about her. I've learned today that a fresh woman like her is the only woman I can marry.
I have never made fun of you or anything for never having been with any other woman before me. And me having 5 boyfriends before you is nothing compared to some people.
Well, it doesn't matter. You've been used up, and I don't need a wife like that. I'm going to be marrying Maya now, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to give up on me.
Wendy, have you still not gotten back to me about that wedding invitation I sent to you? It's been a week now since I sent that over to you, and I'm sure the mail does not take that long within our city. Not getting a response from me is a response, right? Who do you think would want to come to your guys' cobbled together wedding anyway? What? That's so mean. Are you not going to come and celebrate your friend's wedding with her? We have been great friends ever since middle school, right? What makes you my friend anymore? You literally took Frank from me at my wedding. And ever since that day, I have not been able to get a word out of you until one day you texted me about your guys' wedding invitation. Stop freaking messaging me right now, okay? You really think I'd want to be at that wedding for the 2 of you? Stop getting so upset with me. I'm sure you'll be able to find yourself another boyfriend really soon, right? So, just let me have Frank and things will all get better for the 2 of us. But man, I cannot believe I got to become the wife of a very well-educated doctor. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be with someone as brilliant as Frank. Then go out and find your own man like that instead of stealing mine. Don't you already have a bunch of men under your belt now that you can go back to? So go ahead and find one of those men that happens to be brilliant to you and marry them, please. But the issue is, recently all the men I've had around me started to vanish. I have been wanting to keep them all around me, but one by one they find someone else and are gone before I even know it. I'd assume they got tired of waiting for you to come to them. Well, if you want someone like Frank, then maybe it's time you started to search outside your circle. What? I really don't want to have to do any work of my own finding a man I want. It takes about a year to find a man, and then you have to go out with them for about 6 months before you can expect anything to proceed, right? And then it takes another few years to be dating them seriously. And then you can finally think about marriage after so much has already gone by. I'm sorry, but that is too much time and work for someone like me. So, of course, it is way easier for me to just see how a man treats his woman in a relationship and then swoop right in to steal if I like his character. So that's the way you chose to steal Frank from me? But you were trying to be a little sly dog about your man this whole time. To think that you'd be going out with someone who is a doctor and would never tell your friends that? And not only that, but you barely let me around him to see just how nice he really is. So by the time I found out about Frank, I had no other choice but to grab him. Again, I'm sorry, but a man like Frank is once in a lifetime to find. I am not playing around here, you freaking mess. You think that just because your friend's man happens to be your type, you have the right to steal him from her? Wow, scary. It's because you act like that Frank decided to leave you, right? He happens to like quiet and cute little girls more than women like you who start to yell about everything. I think the whole marriage you guys planned on was all going to fall apart anyway, so I'm saving you the trouble by taking him away from you now. Then he's probably going to end up leaving you at some point too, right? To him, he thinks of you as this cute and petite little angel, but on the inside, you love to go around playing with other men, right? You've even kept at least 10 other guys around you since college, just in case you needed someone to play with or use. What about that makes you so cute and pure like he thinks? Go ahead and keep crying about it. Men are so easy to deceive, Wendy. He thinks just because I have simple hair and I'm small and I'm quiet around him, I've never had any experience with other men before. I can't believe that it was so easy for someone like me to get a man like him away from you. But I guess he has no idea about what us women are really like, and that's why it was so simple this time around. All I had to do was make him think I was a virgin and never knew anything about men before, and just like that, he couldn't keep his eyes off me. Right, it's kind of insane how simple it was for you to get Frank to fall for you like that. Just as you'd been wishing for, he fell head over heels for you. He was telling me the whole time that he felt so bad for you because you look small and weak, and that's why he wanted to be the one to protect you as your husband. Seriously, Frank was too dang easy. To think that a man who is now a doctor and has an amazing education could be so easy to snag. He really is going to make an excellent husband for me. He is the perfect type for me that I've wanting for so long. I had honestly thought I'd gotten used to how much of a weirdo you are, but to think you'd actually go after your own friend's fiancé to steal? And hearing your reason for doing so being that having to find your own man is a pain in your butt. God, it pisses me off. No matter what you have to say about me, all I can hear from you is crying and whining like a dog. I'm sorry that you have to live a life of such extreme pain now over this, but just give it up already and be happy for me. Your friend is finally going to get married, so please come to my wedding. And I'm expecting a big present from you as well. Now, I'll be waiting on that reply from you soon. Geez, you actually came to my wedding today, huh? The fact that you were thrown away by your own fiancé before, I'm amazed you actually amassed the courage to come here. Huh? You were the one that sent me an invitation to be here, right? And you even started to text me a week after sending asking me to come and that you wouldn't take no for an answer. That was all just because I'm a friend of yours from middle school. I just wanted to reach out to you to see how things were going. But I thought things would be so hard for you and you'd never be able to make it here. However, to my surprise, you actually came to my wedding looking normal. Do you not even have a sense of pride for yourself anymore? I'm sure you're the one with less pride than me, right? You wanted to get married so badly and so quickly that you decided to steal a friend of yours' fiancé from here. That right there shows that you have zero pride in yourself. Huh? You had your groom stolen from you on the day of your wedding, so what makes you think you can act all tough in front of me? You're the freaking loser, so you don't even try to make fun of me. Wow! Scary! I can see why someone like Frank would throw you away for talking and acting like that. Frank happens to like quiet and cute girls after all. So, if he saw how you were acting with me right now, he'd be off your wagon in no time. Trying to make fun of me like that is not going to work. In my case, all I have to do is make sure that I keep my composure in front of him and he'll never question me whatsoever. Also, I don't even have to do anything because my looks were already enough to win him over. He is not going to suspect a thing from me and will forever be mine. Well, Frank so happens to be a simpleton when it comes to things like women. He judges a woman based off their looks alone and never questions the person they are deep down. But I guess a prideless dog and her idiot man would make a great couple in the end, right? Well then, you're a simpleton yourself, you loser. Just because you got an invitation from me, you assumed it was serious and actually came to the wedding of your ex-fiancé and friend? You're such an idiot for actually coming today. Well then, keep acting like a simpleton and celebrate the wedding of your ex and the woman that stole him from you. You think I'm actually here to celebrate you too? Huh? You think I came here seriously wanting to celebrate two jerks like you guys? You have been my friend for years and years now, and you think I'd be the kind of person to do something that shallow? What is going on with you now? Are you here to try and get Frank back from me? Well, I'm sorry, Wendy, but that's not going to happen. He is very much invested in me now and would never budge for a loser like you. No matter how hard you try to win him back over, he'd never choose a freak like you, okay? Who the hell would want to steal a dunce like him back? I don't give a crap about some pile of garbage like that anymore. What? Then why are you here? Well, you can look forward to learning that really soon. I have a very huge surprise for my friend of so many years that I want to show today. What the hell? What the hell was that cruddy speech about? What the hell are you wanting to do to me? It's because of you that the wedding is already going downhill now. What? Going downhill? But you were so happy and so was everyone else. What about any of that crap would make any of us happy? After that speech you gave to everyone, Frank's eyes rolled back into his head and he passed out. And because of that, everyone got up in a panic and started to try and help Frank. Not a single person here was happy about the speech you gave. What? Are you sure about all that? Everyone was able to hear an amazing speech from your bestest friend today, and that made everyone so moved and happy. After everyone heard about the real person you were beneath that mask, they were all shocked. Huh? Towards the end of middle school, you brought your first boy ever over to your parents' house and made love to him, which led you to wanting more and more. Your addiction to men became so bad that last year, you almost didn't pass 8th grade and could have held back a year. But you did make it to high school, where things only got worse, and by the time you got into college, you were at your prime of playing around with other men and never paying attention to anything but them. Around that time, you happened to have 15 different men you were sleeping with, and even recently, you've still had a few, right? And it's because all of your experience with different men, all at the same time, you happen to have 2 cases of abortion under your belt, right? Well, I'm glad to see that my ex would rather be with a woman like you now, and I hope everything goes well between you, and you both know that he knows all about you. And that is why I gave that speech today, all as a way of showing my support for 2 awful people getting married. You really did it this time by telling everyone about me. I was doing so well lying to Frank about being this quiet and pure petite woman, and now you've ruined all my work now. He really thought I'd never even touch another man before him, and he wanted to be my husband because of that. Man, I never thought he'd actually pass out after hearing all of that juicy information about you. However, I did think that this speech would shock him a little bit. Wendy, you are a horrible woman. You came into one of your best friend's weddings and completely ruined it for her. I'm never going to forgive you for something like this. What? It's because this wedding is for my best friend and my ex that I tried so hard with that speech. I thought that since today would be a way of saying you both were finally going to become a close couple forever. It would be wrong of you to continue to lie. I mean, Frank was telling me all about how you two are destined to be together, so I thought the both of you should know everything about the other. And even the truth about you happens to be a real eyesore, since you both are meant to be. The truth shouldn't hurt anything. Stop it with all that BS right now. Because you've caused all of this, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to make you take full responsibility for my wedding being completely ruined. What? You'd sue one of your best friends like that? You're nothing to me now, Wendy. I bet you wanted to get some kind of revenge on me for stealing your fiancé, but doing something as horrible as this as a way of revenge will not slide in my books. I am going to take this to court and sue your butt. I see. I guess you and I aren't really friends anymore, are we? Well, I got it now. Since that seems to be the case now, I'm going to sue you as well. What? Well, you did come to my wedding all with the plan of stealing the groom from me, right? And you were successful at doing so. The only reason nothing major ever happened after that day to you is because Frank decided to pay for the whole wedding still, even though it was completely ruined. But if you're going to try and sue me now, then this is a completely different situation for me. Because now, I have every right to sue you and have you pay a settlement to me for what happened then. You're lying! But if the both of us are going to be suing one another now, there is no point in us trying to get the money from each other, right? So, how about we both agree to just let bygones be bygones at this point? But if I let you get away with this, then what'll happen to my wedding today? It's because of you that it's going to be cancelled now. Are you trying to say to me that my only choice now is just to let go? What happened without any form of punishment towards you? If you really want to try suing me, then go ahead. But that only means I'll sue you for what you did to my wedding. Well, it looks like as though your wedding is finished now, so I'm heading home. And since we're no longer friends anymore, can you make sure to never talk to me this much ever again?
Hey, Wendy? Was everything you were saying in your speech yesterday really true? Is Maya really that kind of a nasty whore?
Well, if you left all that part out, she'd be a decent person. But the fact that she's been playing with so many men in her life without a single care in the world, that's really tarnished her image really bad.
Really? She told me she'd never been with any other men before me, though. She said that men were scary and that's why she'd never gone out with them before. She said that it was her first time holding hands with a man to me and her first time going on a date with someone to me.
Dang. She was telling you lies like that as well? Did you know she happened to even have a boyfriend all the way back in elementary school? I'm sorry, but she has been around men all her life and makes sure to let people like me know that.
Really?
If you really think about it, I'd say she's been with at least 100 different men, and at least half of them have slept with her. Wait, maybe it's her having slept with 100 men now and she's been with 200.
You're lying, right? How could someone as petite and innocent as her have slept with that many men? And she's been around at least 200 different men than you think? I was fooled by this whole dang time.
Well, it's your fault for being fooled by her that easily when you were already with me, right? You think a woman who has been scared of men all her life and never dated anyone would be coming into the men's dressing room to see you at our wedding and then come to you crying and hugging you?
Well, at the time.
But what does it matter the kind of person she's been at this point? You told me she's the woman you're destined to be with, so there's no need to judge her that much when she's the only person for you. That was your reason for throwing me aside and going after her at her wedding, right?
What?
So, go ahead and enjoy your wonderful life with the woman of your dreams. I think the two of you are perfect with each other.
Wait a second, Whitney. Do you think you and I can get back together now? I'll make sure to break things off with Maya for you. I think you're the one I'm really destined to be with.
What? What the actual frick are you going on about now?
Don't worry. I totally understand how you're feeling right now. You still love me, and that's why you told me at the wedding about who Maya really is, right? You came to our wedding in order to save me from her lies and get back with me, right? Even though I happened to be possessed by that whore for a little while, you still knew deep down that you had feelings for me, right? Since I've now been able to see how much you still love and care for me, I want to marry you.
Jesus Christ, Frank.
I'm sorry that I was fooled by the stupid witch. I hadn't been with any other woman besides you at that time, And so I just wanted to see what another woman could be like. It's because of my lack of experience with women that I hurt you, and I'm sorry. But you have to understand now that I only love one woman, and that's you. So let's get married.
No, I already have myself a new man now. Just after our wedding was destroyed by you, I ran into him and we started to date, so there's no me coming back to you.
What? You have a new boyfriend? Can you please slow down for me? It's only been 1 month since you and I broke up, right? Yet you happen to get another man that easily after. You were just another whore like Maya, aren't you?
My God, Frank.
Crying out loud. Are all the women on this planet freaking whores or something now? Can I at least find one other woman who hasn't been with other man? There must be at least one girl on this planet that is still pure for me.
Shut the freaking hell up, would you? It's not that all women are whores for being with another man. Rather, you are just a freaking child of a man and deserve no respect from any of us good women. You are the kind of lost cause of a man that not even your mother would want to love you anymore. So, stop blaming me for all your problems when it's completely your fault that you are a complete waste of everyone's time and energy.
What?
You really think you're going to find yourself an innocent woman when you act like that? You said you wanted yourself a pure and cute little girl to protect like the man you think you are, right? Well, there aren't any women like that in the world for you because everybody is stronger and better than you. Every single woman and girl on this planet is stronger than you could ever be, and all of them can manage on their own without a parasite like you latching onto them. Nobody freaking needs you, Frank.
Hey, what's got into you, Wendy? You were a lot more powerful with your speech than you have ever been around me. Saying things like that about someone like me makes you look like a jerk, you know?
What the hell, Frank? Right now, the man I call my boyfriend is sitting next to me reading all this and laughing because of the things I'm calling you. Yet you seem to keep thinking women like me will never find a man and that we're all whores ourselves. It's because you always blame women for not wanting to be with you that you'll never find anyone. You really must have to pride in yourself if you're going to judge women based off the amount of men they've been with. That's why someone like Maya had to lie to you about how many men she's been with to get to you.
Wait, you can stop that now. If you keep saying things like that about me, I'm going to cry.
Good! I want you to break down. Someone as fragile as you thinking they could ever protect an innocent woman is a joke. I hope that by having you realize how worthless and small you really are, you'll stop acting like every woman in the world is a problem. I don't want to hear any more from you about how you could protect any small and cute woman because you are the most thin and skeletal looking freak on this planet.
Stop it! I'm already starting to cry now.
Never ever talk to me again, you freak. I don't even want to think someone as pathetic as you is living on this earth with me. Go buy yourself some crayons and draw a picture of that perfect and pure girl you want so bad and then marry it. And just like that, I never received another text or call from either Maya or Frank ever again. After that, those two never ended up handing in their marriage forms and so they both broke up. And since Maya was betting on Frank to pay for the wedding because he was a doctor, she never saved up any money. However, after he ran away, she was forced to pull out $40,000 in borrowed money and use all of that to pay for the wedding off. But in her case, there was nobody around her to help pay off that debt. Not her parents, not her family, not even her friends. They all even began to cut ties with her, and any of her friends who were kind enough to say one last thing to her would tell her that she never thought she'd be the type to steal her own friend's fiancé. After that, she started to go back to the men she'd had on her leash before going after Frank, but all of them told her they'd gotten married now. They also made sure to tell her that they were seriously in love with their wives, and then proceeded to never respond to her ever again. And when it comes to how Frank is doing now, he's been going to a lot of women in his family and asking them if they're doing everything to make sure to please their man. He even questions their ability to cook now and says if they can't, nobody will ever stay with them. But because of this, his family quickly started to stop talking to him one by one, and as of right now, not even the men want to deal with him, and now he's been disowned by his own family.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.